There's a song and it's about break these chains so I can dance, dance, dance. There's freedom in dance. I know rejection. I know abandonment. I know deep sadness. I know anxiety really well. I know what it's like to be told, I wish you'd never been born. I know what it's like to be objectified, abused, screamed at the top of somebody's lungs. I know what it's like to be scared. I know what it's like to not be able to trust anyone, including God. It started early. When I was at school, I was the model child. I was, teacher's pet a lot of the times. I was very responsible. I was a hard worker. And if you looked at me on the outside or saw me at work or saw me, at school, you would think, well, she's pretty together. She's very modest. I think the biggest thing that just haunted me for so many years was feeling like a fraud. It was always, if they only knew. There were times in deep, 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 deep desperation that I wanted to die. I really believed that I didn't deserve to live. That was the depth of it. I believed that I deserved bad things that had happened to me. I just thought I was the grossest, grossest thing. In the face of all of that adversity, that pain, somehow I always knew that I was here for a reason. In elementary school, in the 2nd grade, I had a teacher, and I remember her name was Mrs. Simmons. There's certain teachers I just remember their names because they were just that kind of influence. I finished my work first, and I had a habit of talking, yakety yak yak, and I was disruptive. She said, I noticed that you finish first. So will you be my helper and walk around and help the other kids who aren't finished yet and pick up the papers when they're finished? Instead of it being a disciplinary issue, she saw it as a strength and really fostered it. You don't have to know what's going on with a child to be able to have a positive impact. Here's a teacher, didn't have a clue what was going on in my life, yet to this day, 50 years later, I still remember Mrs. Simmons in the 2nd grade because she saw that spark in me. She saw that leadership in me. She saw that strength. She saw the brilliance, and she nurtured it in a way that has impacted me my entire life. I think of her a lot. Every single event, every trauma, every good thing, every person that came into my life at strategic times contributed to who I am today. I used to say, I wish I could amputate it. I wish I could amputate those feelings or that bad part or whatever. And it's the opposite. I want to embrace it. It's part of me. It's in my cells. It's in my everything. I am who I am because of those things. Those events and circumstances fuel my passion. There are so many kids out there still that are traumatized, that are demoralized, that are objectified. We have to break it for this generation. Pay attention and know that you have the power to influence one way or the other that's going to impact how these children view themselves. Everything you say makes a difference. So if you say something negative, go back and apologize, to keep it from going into that child and feeling bad about themselves. I don't want that 17-year-old that feels the way I did to be 57 and wondering what took me so long to finally get it. I want her to know you have a purpose. Every single thing that you create and choices you make you who you are today. And yes, bad things can happen and you can survive them. You can triumph over any adversity, any obstacle. You have no idea how much you are loved.